Looks pretty nice, don't it? Well, looks can be deceiving. This thing was kind of a lemon, and probably one of the handful of times I've ever kind of been duped. What you're looking at is a 1973 Dodge Sportsman Royal B100 van. This is the new body style after the A100, the cab forward design, in terms of how it's laid out, a little more conventional. Does have a hood instead of having the engine all the way inside the cab with you. Only part of it is. The main thing I want to bring up is that you got to do your due diligence when you're buying a vehicle. Even if it looks great, even if it seems to drive really good, maybe go the little extra mile. And by mile, I mean actually drive it another mile, because if I'd done that, I probably would have found out that this thing had problems. It looked good, it drove good, and all the basic stuff you look at when you're looking at a car, I mean, it looked great. No rust, you know. Transmission had been rebuilt, all the brakes look good, brand new tires. I mean, brand new tires, how often does that happen? I always get cars that have like 40-year-old tires on them. The paint, mostly original, looked really good, and maybe I got the wool pulled over my eyes just by the condition it was in. Plus, the guy that I was buying it from, he was kind of a self-proclaimed car guy, and you know, you think you can trust a car guy, but you know, you can't always trust one. Like I said, I ended up with a lemon. I know it's not yellow, but still a lemon. I did pay more for this than I normally would pay for a vehicle, just because it was so nice, and I was supposedly not have to do anything. All I had to do is turn the key and drive the thing. And well, I was wrong. I got about 15 minutes and I was on the side of the road. First I thought I was low on gas because, well, the fuel gauge didn't quite work right, so I figured maybe it's off. The thing was shutting off. It seemed like a fuel issue. I pulled into the gas station, you know, filled it up, and went on down the road. Next thing I know, there I was on the side of the road again. And this time there was no shoulder pull off on. Tell you what, people do not pull over. They see an old vehicle on the side. It actually don't even have to be an old vehicle. They see something on the side of the road, they're going to zoom past you 80 miles an hour. They don't care. They don't care if you're trying to get it out of the road. They don't care. Anyways, luckily, a guy saw me on the side of the road, turned around, and he happened to have a tow strap. So we strapped it up to my 76 Dodge Swinger, which we drove up there to get the van, and we drug it out of the way. So thanks, tow truck guy. I can't remember your name, I'm sorry, but thanks a lot. Got me out of a little bit of a pickle. But anyways, just be sure to do your due diligence when you buy a vehicle, because you just don't know what the person's telling you, whether it's true. This guy that had this van, he didn't drive this thing. You know, he told me he did, but he didn't drive this thing unless it was around the block, because there was no way he was driving this thing anywhere with the condition that it was in. I found all kinds of problems, which we're going to get into later on in this video. The number one problem, the ignition. You know, the ignition, it would work fine the first 2 or 3 cranks. It's a perfect vehicle to sell to someone unsuspecting, because you crank it, fine. Crank it up after it's hot, fine. Crank it up a couple more times, fine. After the 4th, maybe 5th time, dead, wouldn't start. Just spin, 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 no spark. Nothing you could do to get spark. Some kind of electrical issue inside the wiring harness is my guess, because I tried ignition modules, I tried tracing wires, I used my meter, everything checks out, but there was something that intermittently didn't work. So I decided to just get rid of the whole situation and put in an HEI unit, drop in, and we'll show you how that was done in another video. Not only was there a ignition issue, but there was also a fuel issue. The tank, which I did look in the gas tank, in the gas cap I should say, and well, you can't really see in the tank on this thing because the filler neck just kind of goes straight down to look if there was any rust or anything in it. But turns out the gas tank is full of rust. So after I got the ignition situation fixed, I was like, heck yeah, we're done. We're going down the road, no big deal. Yeah, I got 5 minutes up the road and I was on the side of the road again, and I had to break out a can of carb cleaner, pull the engine cover off, and drive the thing home spraying it in the carburetor. So this thing had a couple problems. So there was no way this guy was driving this van like he said. There was no way he didn't know about this, unless he just absolutely just was oblivious and never even looked at the thing. There's no way a car person would have not known those problems. You know, I bought this thing basically as a ready-to-go driver. You know, I didn't need to have to do any kind of work. I didn't have to do anything, put the key in, turn the ignition, put it in gear and go. And of course, anytime I try to do that, it ends up me having to do work. So I guess I just need to stop doing that. But I got those problems fixed for the most part. I'm gonna have to take the gas tank out and see what's going on with that. I did order a brand new gas tank, so if the gas tank turns out to not be savable, or even if I just don't even feel like messing with it, I'll just throw the new gas tank in. And that should be it. Ignition and the fuel issue, I hope that's it. Otherwise, the thing does drive good now that I got it all dialed in. So maybe let's just take a little closer look at the van, and you can see that it's pretty good shape. I mean, this thing, it's got some flaws in the paint, but can you really complain about paint from 1973? You can see the Sportsman Royal badge. Nice chrome bumpers. I added the direct connection MoPar plate. Came from Florida originally. Daytona Beach Regional Airport pass, or parking sticker, I guess. And that expired November 30th, 1979. I mean, the paint just shines. It's nice. All the chrome's nice. You can see it came from Brown's in Lake City, Florida. I tried looking that up. I didn't really find anything. So I'm guessing that doesn't exist anymore. And there's another Daytona Beach Regional Airport sticker from December 31st, 1980. And I threw my vintage plate on there, of course. Got a hitch. Not sure what was pulled with it. Need to put a little grease on the hinges. Door panels. I threw these seats in here. They're out of a Dodge motorhome. Same type of seat, just different color. The ones that were the original ones in this van were kind of ratty, so swap these out. And I put on this NOS horn bar since the original was broken. And there's where the motor is. And this one is actually a radio delete, but has factory air conditioning, which is kind of neat. This one does have all the gauges. Some had idiot lights, but this one actually has oil pressure gauge. Handbrake down here. And I got these cool thick floor mats from a company called Heavy, which they fit really nice, really thick. They're actually made out of big truck tires. So I guess if you got one of these vans, it's a pretty good buy. They also make them for Chevy and Ford vans too. And get the keys here. So this is an original seat. You can see the design. Unfortunately, the first time someone sat in this back seat, the seam split, so I'm gonna have to redo that. And this seat, somebody had already replaced the bottom with, like, it literally looks like school bus material. Like, I mean, riding the school bus, like, you can't forget this vinyl. I mean, that's exactly what it is. This one actually has a full headliner too, since this is the upscale model. And it's all still there, but kind of sagging in places. Carpeted. That's just an extra spare tire I threw in the back, keep it out of the weather. I mean, it's comfortable to drive. You sit up high. You can see everything. It's a window van. You know, it's got the pop outs. Got door panels on all the doors, unlike the tradesman vans, which were pretty Spartan. There's the strap that keeps the door from going too far over. Spare tire's got a cover on it. And one key for all the locks. Got pop outs on the back doors too. This is my brand new fuel tank. You can see the spare tire cover. And it had these curtains that the previous, or I guess maybe the original owner, had in here. I'm guessing maybe they used it for camping, I'm not sure. And the other curtains are in there and some other material. And the back, like the back carpeted. These are the original seats with some seat covers over them, which I guess I need to get recovered at some point. And you can haul quite a bit of people. So you can get 6 people in the 2 back seats, and then you and one other. So I guess it's an 8-passenger. And I guess you could throw some more people in the back here and tell them to lay down. Has the full wheel covers, and like I said, it don't have any rot. I mean, this thing is solid, super solid. Floors are solid. I was told the transmission was rebuilt, and it's been totally painted, so it looks believable. Of course, I didn't get no paperwork, so I don't know if that's true or not. Looks like the original exhaust Y pipe on there. Engine, other than it looks like the heads have been off, I don't think the bottom end's been messed with. Let's take a peek under the hood. Under the hood is a 360 V8, and yeah, it's crammed in there. There's the oil fill tube way the heck up here. Check out how the brake booster and master cylinder is mounted sideways. Little pivot there. There's an ignition box, which I don't have hooked up anymore because I got an HEI, so I need to pull that out for keeping as a spare for one of my other cars. And it is a factory air-conditioned van. And on these you can find all the equipment that was put on it under the hood. So, 8-cylinder, 127 wheelbase Royal Sportsman, 11 by 2.5 front brakes, rear brakes, 360 V8 with 11-inch clutch. Air conditioning, alternator, 56 amp, green trim set, upper side exterior moldings, hood lock in car release, tells the spring rate, shock absorbers, blah blah blah, painted dark green. That's, I guess, the standard options, because right over here it has transmission auto 3-speed, because obviously I ain't got 11-inch clutch because this is an automatic. And right there, 8 3/4, 355 gear rear end, front disc brakes with power, electronic ignition system, 48 amp battery, dual mirrors, lower side and trim exterior moldings, 2-tone special process, 5 wheels, Because on a lot of these trucks, you didn't have to have the spare tires. Like, that was like optional. Power steering, it had G78 15 black, oh no, white sidewall tires, 5. It had G78 15 white sidewall tires, 5 of them. And it has a convenience package. So it kind of tells all the options. Over here on this side, it tells you what the engine is. Right there, 360 cubic inch LA family. Gives you the time and specs and all that. Working on one of these things is kind of fun because, well, everything's just crammed in here. I mean, they made it fit just barely. I don't even want to try to work on the air conditioning on this thing because I guess, like, I don't even know if you can even get to it without taking the radiator and all that out. You know, and there's the heater box. There's the dryer right there with the compressor way down there. All the hoses and everything. Like, looks like a nightmare. It has a windshield washer. There's the jets. But I have yet to find the washer bottle or bag. I know on the A100 vans they're inside the cab, but I haven't found this one yet. So if somebody knows where that is, let me know, because I honestly don't know. I've tried tracing the hoses, but it gets lost in all this wiring and stuff. So somebody let me know where that thing's hiding, because I would like to fill it up. Go for a short drive around the block. The speedometer is disconnected because it's kind of clicking and doing some weird stuff, so I need to pull that apart or get another one to replace it. But the 360 has a bit of a get up and go. It ain't no slouch. Power steering works really nice. There is a little kick panel vent down here. You can shut it. There's a little lever. Pull it. Get a little fresh air blowing on you.